Hi, I'm Andrew Berman with the Mortgage News Network. We're here in Times Square for the MBA National Secondary. And joining me is Dennis Boggs, who is Executive Vice President for Calyx. Dennis, thank you for sitting with us.
Nice to see you as always.
So Dennis, talk to us about some of the takeaways that you've had from the meetings that you've attended at this conference.
Most of my meetings have been with vendors, because that's what we do. You know?
Yeah.
I'm a head of business development, so we're always connecting with vendors, trying to figure out better integrations and working on those things. And especially now, because we're working on two new LOSs, one that's in the marketplace and one that's coming. So the new LOSs is a chance for us, since they're from the ground up new code, they're not a version of our point code enhanced, they're from the ground up LOSs. It's a chance for us to relook at how we're integrating and see if we can get a tighter, better, more embedded type of integration with our vendors. So we're revisiting that. Plus, with the new MISMO 3.x, really 3.3 and higher, nobody's really using the 3.1 and 2. It's a chance to do better integration. So that's what I'm working on a lot at these meetings.
So I know one of the LOSs, I assume, is Path.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about that, because it sounds like you guys have done some things that are very different than how we traditionally viewed LOSs in the business.
Well, Path, when people say, is Path going to replace Point? That's the question. That's a good question, because Path mainly is for the lenders who need something that Point can't provide for them. Okay. And so what is that? It's for a more complex business organization. It's for somebody who wants workflow. It's complex workflow, that sort of thing. Okay, so it's so we are having some Point customers converting to Path, but we're more picking up people in the marketplace. And that is the trend that continues, which you've probably heard as well, that a high percentage of people are looking for a new LOS.
Yeah.
So we have that challenge. We're having to we're trying to retain our customers, but we're also trying to satisfy customers that are looking for a new LOS or something. And for us, the important difference of Path is not only the way it's designed, but the way we do the support for the Path. So when we go out on site with our, once the salesman has basically engaged the customer at a level of interest, we go out with business analysts and subject matter experts, and we map everything for them, and we do not let them send us any money until that is fully mapped. And it's different. No one that we know of does that. We say, fine, you like the agreement, you believe the agreement's good, hold the check.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, hold the check until we've seen you, been with you, mapped it out, taken everything back to our shop, brought it back to you in a mapped out thing, so you know exactly what the experience is like, which integrations will be ready when, and how everything will play out. And then you can send us a check, and our goal is to be up in 90 days.
Wow, nice.
But the other thing is that when you then are owning the software, the same people that you were engaged with in launching your software are the same people that are supporting your software. So they don't just go away and then you have some kind of lower level support people that don't really understand your product.
Right.
And so we're really married. We think that the product is really important, but we're at that platinum level of service. And that is significant.
Sure.
Yeah.
So listen, Dennis, I've known you for a long time. You've always been someone who's so ahead of the curve. You talk about stuff that happens in mortgage technology years before anyone's even having the conversation about it, and before even we know it's going to be hitting us. What do you see happening over the next 5 years, in the mortgage business in terms of technology, and what does the mortgage transaction look like in 5 years from now if you had to?
5 years from now is a long way, Andy.
I know.
That's hard to say. I don't really want to say that we can see exactly 5 years ahead, but a couple years ahead. I mean, you know that you've got the entire new loan application coming out. I wish it weren't coming out, because I'm not sure if it's going to benefit our customers that much, but that's going to not make Fannie and Freddie happy to hear me say that. But I don't see a huge value in that. We'll be looking at that, okay?
Right.
But we have to do it because it's coming, okay? And then there's the new HMDA coming. So these are things that are coming in the next year or two, okay? But clearly the other channel that's everybody's thinking about is, the whole fintech aspect with, Rocket Mortgage announcing their thing and other products coming on the marketplace. So we have to look at that. The,
Yeah.
the millennials think differently. They're willing to do things that older people would never consider doing in terms of exposing themselves to their financial records and things like that in order to automate the mortgage process. So that's the challenge. But generally those products are satisfying people with a very high FICO score and a very easy transaction, and that does not represent our economy, as we well know. So there's the traditional way of managing the transaction will clearly be still in play. As you know, we acquired 5 years ago Loan Score, which we've changed the name to Loan Scorecard. And that is significant for us and for the lenders that are coming to us at that Loan Scorecard division, because most larger lenders, you know, if you look at Chase with Zippy or former Countrywide with Clues and so on, they have a full underwriting engine, but average lender, mid-sized lender, cannot afford to have their own full underwriting, and that's what we provide. So lenders are now finding out that we can do things for them. So the non-agency lenders are now finding Loan Scorecard, and the problem with the non-agency lenders, they've got products for brokers or brankers, whatever we want to call them, okay? But the problem is that those...
Great term, I've never heard that.
Oh, you haven't heard that? It's been around a long time. You know, it's... at any rate, they've got products for them. The problem is they don't know whether they really could underwrite that loan or not. Okay, so they send them the loan, and 5 days later the lender says, we can't do your loan. You know, and this is an experience, but we're overcoming that now because we actually put the full underwriting capabilities for those lenders within the brokers or bankers menu, and they can underwrite them at that point of sale and know, we're in the ballpark on this. We can do this. You'd think this would have been out there, but there are not really independent underwriting agents that you don't have to own that can provide that as the glue between you and your borrower and your broker.
But Dennis, I mean, talking about actually these non-agency lenders, I mean, the underwriting guidelines are so different from company to company.
So complicated.
How can you actually put this into an engine? Is it?
We have the full engine because we're a full underwriting engine. I mean, most product and pricing engines are about 25 data elements, and they put you in the ballpark. We're doing the full 1003, the full credit report, all the nuanced underwriting, and we're talking to new lenders all the time about their different kinds of unique products and how we can put those underwriting guidelines in the engine. So we're fully underwriting as if they had their own engine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Appreciate it. Thank you for sitting with us and sharing a little view of the future.
Yep.
Always appreciate it.
You bet.
All right.
See you.
I'm Manager Berman with the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching.